I'm sitting by a playground today. I've taken the form of a young woman sitting on a bench and just been observing. I see 4 children. The oldest looks about 7 or 8, while the youngest is easily around 4. I think they're siblings because they're chasing each other. Don't worry, I'm not here for any of them. I'm actually here because in about 10 more minutes there'll be a car accident on the road next to me, and one of the passengers will not survive the impact. The nature of my work is morbid, and it is unfortunate. I am silently hoping these children will not be around to witness the event, or their parents will be kind enough to move them away from it if they are. The thing I find most fascinating about children is their innocence. The naivete of a child is refreshing. They have little to no concept of the true horrors and nature of the world. Most also don't have a concept of me yet. Death barely registers to most children. For many, they don't have an understanding of me until sometime later. An adult sees me and knows how to react. Be it a reaction of respect, disgust, or fear, they will respond. But a child is curious. Children will approach me without knowing me, but recognizing that I am out of the ordinary. They will feel my presence and will not be sure what to make of me. But that's when a parent or older authority figure will approach and pull them back, warning them of what I am and why not to mess with me. In truth, they are in no danger so long as they're not on my list. And it pains me to admit that there are children on my schedule. Frequently, I might add. Quite a few from miscarriages or abortions. It's not my desire to discuss the political aspects of abortion. I detest politics, and in my opinion, death is death, regardless of political outlook. Abortions have existed for thousands of years, and my feelings on them have not changed. However, I will say this and leave it alone. I've heard many excuses for and against abortion, and to those who simply dismiss abortion as the removal of a clump of cells, or no different than removing a cancerous tumor, I invite you to take a long moment and consider that argument, and then try to rationalize just how insignificant you are to me. You are nothing more than a clump of cells who had the chance to breathe, and when I remove your soul, your body is just a clump of cells to feed worms. In my eyes, you are nothing but a cancerous tumor upon this world, and thus I ask you again, rationalize why you shouldn't be removed. If you cannot rationalize this to me, then kindly don't rationalize the morality of abortion. When humanity begins wrestling with the lines of morality when it comes to loss of life, it's time to take a very long and serious look at your ethical foundation. On the opposite end of that spectrum, executions for committing crimes has never really bothered me. It's a punishment. A harsh one, certainly, but one that can be warranted given the severity of the crime. In fact, and not to sound morbid or cold, but I admit I take a particular satisfaction when the criminal is guilty of murder or something akin to it. I detest homicide, for it is a human presuming to wield me as their weapon. The human wanted someone dead and decided to use me to achieve that goal. I couldn't care less about their reasons. I don't like being used. So when that criminal is now faced with me as their punishment, I can't help but feel somewhat satisfied with that irony. Don't misunderstand, I don't relish my work, and I do not find glee in taking a soul, no matter how depraved it might be. I simply feel it fitting that a man or woman who presumed to command me meets me as their punishment. It suits them. It's fitting. Excuse me. I fear I got off track. In any event, while I was sitting and waiting for my appointment, one of the children, the youngest, wandered near me. He noticed me, stared for a long time, and I only smiled at him. He, like so many his age, didn't quite know what to make of me, or what quite I was, but I made him curious, and this isn't unusual. Sometimes when a child finds me hovering over a bird or animal that was run over by a car, or when they see a pet teetering between life and myself, and I am just noticeable out of the corner of their eye, they are always perplexed by me. Why am I there? Who am I? What do I want? When I go, how do you rationalize what I did? It's as if I'll always be present, that I always was present, and yet you only notice me in that one instance. And here I believe the boy was no different. He recognized what I was, but was trying hard to understand me. Good luck to him. Even I'm not sure I understand myself. I am a mystery unto my own knowledge, unto my own mind. I am an angel, but I am not like any of the heavenly host. I am death, yet I treasure life. My job is one of the most important ones there is, and yet I do not take joy in it. I have immeasurable power and authority over the life of humanity, but I find so much more interest in simply observing them from a distance. I'm forever isolated from the fellowship of others, but I would give anything to stand with them, to play with those children on the playground, to have a drink with those men in the bar who just got off work and want to laugh their troubles away, to go shopping with those women who gossip about their boyfriends and husbands and what they plan for Valentine's Day, which is another holiday I find humorous, but that's for another day, I think. All of these paradoxes lead me to ask questions that frighten me and astound me. What am I? What is death? Am I the ending, or am I just a beginning? Am I a farrier or a messenger? Am I an angel, a spirit, some unknown entity, a demon? Am I something worthwhile, or am I simply nothing at all? Am I to be feared, or am I to be loved? Am I loved by anyone? Am I destined for something meaningful, or do I simply wait for my own end? I don't know. Perhaps I am all of those things. Perhaps I am none of them. All I know is who I am, my name, death. I know what my job is, and that's all I can afford to know for the time being. Perhaps I, like humanity, can't be allowed to know everything at the commonplace or at the right time. Perhaps these things are only meant to be known to me at a different time. And I hope that, in time, the more I write in this diary, the more I explore my memories, my feelings, and my experiences, maybe I can begin to unravel the mystery surrounding me. And perhaps I can help humanity understand me so that they might approach me as the child did. Not with the fear or disgust of one who cannot stand the sight or presence of me. Not with the complacent and dismissive attitude of one who sees all humans as clumps of cells. And certainly not one who sees me as merely a tool to be used for their own gain, but rather a childish innocence and curiosity to understand me more so that I might understand myself. When the child held out his hand to me, I took it, and we shook hands. As far as I know, it might be the first time I've ever shaken the hand of a human. And he smiled. I smiled back, but then his mother whisked him away quickly. She was glaring with concern and distrust, as I have come to expect from most. She led the child away, preaching to him not to wander off like that and to not handle dead things. And maybe she has a point. Maybe healthy caution around me is warranted, even if I have the best of intentions. Another mystery I have to solve, I assume. Unfortunately, the sound of squealing tires informs me that my appointment is about to arrive. I will leave this entry for now and write again when I am able. Sincerely, Death.